Ilkay, pleasure talking to you again. I would like to start the interview having a broader outlook of your life in football and ask you simply what does this sport mean to you? Is it only a job? Is it a passion? Is it a dream come true?
No, it's definitely not only a job. I mean, of course, I'm aware that it's also at the end of the day, it's some sort of business. And you know that a lot of factors obviously around the game play a big role. But I've started football when I was 3.5 years old, signed up, in a local football team. And since then, I always play a part, around the football. So whether it was taking the football into bed, when I was a child and maybe even a teenager, or coming back from school, in my teenager years, and going straight out to play with my friends on the street. All my memories in life, or the most important ones, are somehow also connected to football. I mean, my son was born and I had a game, the day before. I scored a goal and I had to take straight away a flight, go to the birth of my son. Even these kind of things, you always kind of connect to a moment that is always connected to football, which is a bit weird, but football always played a big role in my life.
And it is being a football player, obviously it was your dream as a child, as when you started carrying a ball at 3 years old. Is it being a footballer everything you thought you would be? What are the pros and cons?
If I'm really honest, that dream kind of started, or the desire to become a football player started quite late with myself.
Okay.
Once I was 16, 17 and I realized I'm quite good, and talented, and I started to join the first team for a few training sessions. I thought like, okay, this is the way I want to go, I want to break through to the first team, and I want to leave my mark, and I want to try everything possible, to get a professional contract to play in the Bundesliga, back in Germany. And that was my target. But when I was 12, 13, 14, even, I just wanted to enjoy, and and in that stage, in that age also, I played with my friends, I was not in a big academy.
Yeah.
No, I was not in a big academy, of one of the main Bundesliga teams. I was still playing, in my local football team, and I was playing with my friends. I just wanted to enjoy, and wanted to have fun. This is basically how I saw it for most of the time, and I think also this helped me a lot, to kind of play the way I'm still playing right now, the simplicity that I also try to bring also with my own game, not to overcomplicate things, and just try to be free, and just enjoy playing with your mates, like you used to back on the streets or in the local team.
You obviously have a Turkish background, a German upbringing, and an English city to call home. How does this diversity help you to open your mind, maybe?
It helped me a lot. I feel like seeing all the aspects in these different countries, obviously educated myself as well, I got to know cultures, people from the most different backgrounds, and got to learn about the way they see life, they value things, and I feel like, to extend your, how do you say that, your horizon?
Expand your view.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like there's no way around it, You have to travel, you have to meet people, from different cultures, different countries, You have to maybe also take yourself out of your comfort zone, to learn things about other people, but also about yourself, Otherwise, maybe you are kind of stuck also, with your own opinions, and values. And I do believe that in the world there's more than just, how you grow up and how you see things. Also to find an understanding for different human beings, from different places. So this is something that I really appreciate about football, because of football, I had the opportunity, to live all of these things, and at the end of the day, it shaped me also as a person, not just as a football player, also as a character and as a human being. And again, it's something I value a lot for my life.
And from all of those places that you've visited and lived in, is it fair to say you won the Champions League in the most possible special one in Istanbul?
Now looking back to it, it feels like destiny, to be honest, a little bit, you know, like obviously doing everything what's possible, you know, for, I don't know, more than a century actually, to get to that final, to try to win it, you know. And first time I played that final was 2013 with Dortmund in London, lost it. Played it again with City 2021 in Porto, lost it. So I don't know, it was, at the end it feels like it was not meant to be for me personally. It was meant to be in Istanbul in 2023, you know, in such a special way that it could have not been more special for me personally, you know. So that's why I believe that, you know, in life, sooner or later, for the sacrifices you make, for the hard work that you put in, you know, I really believe that you get rewarded sooner or later, and this was probably my biggest reward so far in my career that I could have imagined. Yeah.
And now you are back living at a different moment with City. It's fair to say, for the first time since Pep came and you came for the first time, this is happening. What is the role of a leader like yourself in this moment?
To observe, to analyze also, obviously to try to help teammates, your manager, the people around, you know, to stay calm, you know, to find the belief in yourself again, because I really believe that with the quality that we have, you know, here in the team, around the club, in the club, you know, it's never really a question of quality. Sometimes it's just the mind that plays a role as well, you know, and especially because we haven't been in such a situation in the past. We might not be able to know how to deal with it, you know. So the only way of overcoming these kind of difficulties is by staying together, you know, by being patient, by staying calm, by focusing on yourself first of all, you know, and ask yourself what you can do better for yourself, but also then how you can contribute that in the best possible way for the team. And I do believe that if we do these things, and I know that the results haven't been that well in the last few games, but my feeling is, and this sounds maybe also a little bit paradox, but my feeling is that we are not that far away, you know. There are just some fine margins, you know, that needs to be fixed, and I do believe that we will bounce back, you know, once that it's done, you know. So just try to get better, and I'm convinced that we'll be back.
We interview Pep a lot, and obviously all the time we are trying to find answers with him, but how much the players do have to talk amongst themselves, and sometimes between yourselves find solutions as well?
Yeah, of course we have to talk, especially the leaders, you know, captains of the teams, the ones that are here already for a few years, the ones that have played for other clubs, you know, being in similar situations, because I mean, we were all not born, you know, at the top, so we all had to make our way up there, you know, so we know how it is, you know, to struggle also from time to time, even though we didn't do that maybe that much in this team here, but we all come from somewhere, you know, so we all have certain experiences. I'm talking about you know, the players that are a little bit older, you know, and have seen more in their careers. So obviously their opinions, their contribution, you know, in training sessions, at the games, you know, whether they are playing or not, it's vital, you know, to also help the coaching staff, obviously, you know, to help the younger players, to help the staff around, you know. So that's what we are doing, and what we maybe also need to do better. But I'm sure everyone puts in the effort. So that's why I'm sure also that sooner or later we will get rewarded for that.
Last one, yeah. You've been with Pep for almost a decade, if you add up the years. Is he almost always right?
Well, in the long term, I think he proved quite well that he's always right. I think he always knows what he's doing. He's convinced of his ideas. And even though maybe sometimes, I don't know, as a player or outsider, you start to doubt a little bit, but I feel like that in the long term, you realize that that what he was convinced of is turning to come out as true, you know. So that's why for me personally, it's not that difficult, you know, to believe his words, even in the most difficult moments. I hope for the others as well. So that's why I am able to follow him, you know, whatever happens, and I'm going to do that until the last day, you know, I'm here.